So it's 2 a.m. right now. Hopefully this thing could work. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. So I've been up for a minute. And so one thing is I get asked a lot, why do I wake up at 2 a.m. all the time? Why is that? And so let me kind of reference a great book by Cal Newport, and it was called Deep Work. And so what I discovered for the last 6 years, I've been waking up at 2 a.m. Main reason why is right now I've got to study for my GC test. I'm a real estate developer and an investor. If you don't know who I am, my name is Franklin Cruz. Own a company called True Investors and True Developers. So the main reason why 6 years ago I started this was I asked myself a question and said, what time, or one, how can I get more efficient, period. And then I always get asked, what time do I actually go to sleep? And I'll answer that question at the end of the video. And so the first thing is, why do I do it? Number one, deep work. And so when nobody's calling you, you're not getting distracted, you're not nothing, the world is silent. And I love that. And I really love how just the world really is silent, and I'm just doing my thing. Nobody's calling me, I don't have to worry about nothing at all. The other aspect of it is there is science behind it. And so I remember about 6 years ago, for some reason, I asked myself a question, and the question was, what time did people wake up when there were no alarms? And so how did they wake up, and what time did they wake up, right? How did they know if there's no alarms and no clocks? How did that happen? For some reason I had this weird question. And so the way I answered it was, when I was on job sites, because we had a whole bunch of new builds going on at the same time, what I discovered was, when you're working on construction sites, you get tired pretty quickly. Like, it's hot, it's a lot of work, it's very physical, you grow out your beard. And so what I discovered was, before clocks or before alarms, how did people wake up? And I actually made that discovery. So the discovery was this. Think about this. So if we were hunter-gatherers as men, right? As men, we were hunter-gatherers. What did we do? So we hunt and we gathered. So the best time to hunt is the same thing for the best time to do construction. Super early in the morning. And so for men at a certain age, you have to go to the bathroom, right? And so what I discovered was, how do we wake up is we would have to go to the bathroom, and then we would ask ourselves a simple question. How do I feel? How do I feel? If there's no alarms by your bed, there's nothing, no clocks, nothing at all, right? And so for me, I actually keep my iPad closed, and it is next to my bed, but I don't see it. In the sense of, I don't see the time, I don't see anything. And my rule is this: if the best time to hunt was super early in the morning, because they would just ask themselves, how do I feel? If you felt good, you got up, you went to the bathroom, and then you started your hunting with your son or whoever, right? And this is before clocks, this is before alarms. And the main reason why is the best time to hunt, and when it's cool outside. It's the coolest throughout the day when it's super early in the morning, period. You can look at the weather channels, you look at the history of weather. It's when it's cool outside, the sun is not out, and it's at the lowest point really early in the morning. And that is the best time to focus and get stuff done, because the world is silent. Everything is silent except you and your mind. And so for the last 6 years, this is exactly what I've been doing. So the best time to hunt, like the Spartans as well, was to say, look, how do I feel? And if you feel good, get up, period. And if you don't. I remember I had a business coach. He actually was the one 6 years ago that brought this up. He said, look, if you feel good, just get up. And don't look at the clock. Don't look at anything. And so what I do is I get up. My routine is, no matter what time it is, sometimes it may be midnight, right? And so I don't know the time. All I know is I'll get up and ask myself, how do I feel? And if I feel good, then I just get up and I start getting ready. So I literally would get on my gym clothes, brush my teeth, get everything set. Right now I'm growing out my beard, so I'd shave my neck if I had to, right? And so I would do everything. And then when I finally right now I'm like on this protein chicken broth thing, right? And so, if I have to, finally when I get everything ready, then when I get into the kitchen is when I actually look at the clock. And I was like, all right, this is what time it is, which I didn't know before. So then I was like, all right, well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, or it's midnight, and it's been plenty of times it's been midnight. and I'll just get up. And then throughout the day, I do believe in meditation. There's a difference between prayer and meditation, right? Prayer is when you actually ask God for things, and then meditation is when you shut your mouth and you listen to Him. And so you can actually, throughout the day, meditate if you need to actually re-energize yourself. And I do that every day for the last 6 years. Actually, every day since October 1st, 2018, I've been meditating at least 20 minutes a day. And that really, really, really recharges you big time. So I highly recommend it if you've never done that. So again, why do I get up is, for my philosophy was, again, what was the best time to hunt? What was the best time to work? Farmers did the same thing. Warriors did the exact same thing, which is they would just ask themselves, okay, how do I feel? Do I feel good? You get up. If you don't feel good, stay in bed a little bit longer. Your body needs rest. Listen to your body. And so, again, I have been doing this for the last 6 years. It has really, really worked for me. I did it when I had little kids, right? And I have 2 boys, one's 23, one's 16. And so that was different. So I would wake up typically around 3 or 4, because as a father and as a husband, when I was a husband, is you need that time as well. You need time to yourself as a man. You need yourself to journal and write things down, and things are coming up for you. You've got a lot of stresses in the world, and nobody else understands that, especially as a man. As a man, there is a lot of things men go through that women will never understand, because you're not a man, period. So for us we are that hunter-gatherer. If you are masculine, right, you are thinking about, how do I improve myself? How do I improve my family? How do I if there's any financial situations going on in your life, you want to journal it, you want to test it, you want to strategize about it, you want to come up with an action plan, you want to knock things out. You also got to take care of your own physical fitness as well. You got to take care of your own mental I would say. You want to improve yourself. You want to actually not have any kind of constraints in your life. These are things that you actually really need to think about, at least for me, that I have, and then take action. So in the morning, the best time to do stuff also is taking action super early in the morning. So before 9 o'clock and the world is getting up and they're at work, you've already finished 6 hours of work if you're getting up at 2 or earlier. But remember, the catch, and what changed everything for me, is I stopped putting alarms, or I started putting my phone next to my bed, period. Just get an old school alarm if you had to. And I still have an alarm on my iPad. The main reason why is I say, okay, worst case scenario, I've got to still get up, so I need this thing to wake me up at 2. But a lot of times, to be straight with you, I don't even wake up with the alarm. Probably 95% of the time, I wake up way before the alarm does. And that's just because you have to go through your body's going to find out what works for you. There's no wrong answer. So that whole thing that, I need 8 hours of sleep. No, you need whatever your body tells you need. That's it. That's the science, period. The question is, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Get up. If you don't. Because remember, how did the first people wake up without alarms? Period. They just woke up when they felt good. That's it. They just woke up when they said, okay, how do I feel? That's it. Any great doctor, a good doctor would say, how do you feel when you wake up? Period. Do you feel good? Yes. All right, then get up. If you don't feel good, then great. Then don't get up. That's it. Well, what do I do at night if I'm still feeling tired? Shut up. Like for me, I don't watch TV or iPad or anything, actually. I don't watch anything at all. I journal right before, I clear my mind, and normally, just FYI, I actually go to bed usually around 6 or 7. I'm in bed, going to sleep between 6 and 7 every single day. Yes, even Fridays, even Saturdays. Sometimes Saturdays, I may give myself some slack and just go to bed whenever, because I could wake up whenever. Sunday's my day of just wake up whenever you want. But that's usually just one day out the week. And I still get up. If I get up earlier, I get up earlier. So this has been working for me. And again, the question is, how did the first humans wake up with no alarms? And the answer was, they woke up when they had to wake up. That's it. And they got to work. That's it. There is no crazy science behind it. And so for me, is wake up at 2 a.m., 2 to 4 is studying, usually 4:30-ish. I'm training. I'm doing something like today's 60-minute, 60-pound ruck march day. And I keep consistent with movement. And I call it movement in a sense of move your body at least 60 minutes every single day with some kind of weight and get your heart rate over 100, right? Drink lots of water, protein, 1 pound of protein per body weight that you want to be. And remember, if you don't know this, I used to work at a retirement community when I was in high school. And I had 2 grandparents, separate grandparents, right, in wheelchairs. So my grandfather on one side was in a wheelchair and my grandmother took care of him. He was always pretty sick. And then my grandmother on the other side, she was in a wheelchair and my grandfather always took care of her. So health was a big, I do not want to be in a wheelchair. So I discovered when I worked at a retirement home was saying, okay, well, this is horrible. And I feel bad for them, but how do I not get in that situation? And that was weight training. That was, taking my health very serious in a sense of how do I do something simple enough that I do every single day without thinking? And that was in the morning, 2 protein shakes, 2 protein shakes in the morning at 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock protein, 3 o'clock protein, and then right before bed, probably a protein shake. So as long as I get 200 grams of protein every single day, and then I stay strong, feel strong, actually make sure my back's straight and everything else every single day, and actually stay conscious of that with the waking up whenever I need to wake up and clearing my mind, everything kind of just works out. So anyway, hopefully this helps in a sense of if you're kind of up in the air of what time that you want to get up because you're feeling that you've got to get more done and you're not, you're actually kind of slacking on that. My recommendation is, number 1, cancel Netflix, cancel anything that's distracting your mind, just cancel all of it. Go through a season of no. And through this season of no, you're going to get a lot of clarity. Start journaling as well, track your time, track what you're doing. And just at the same time too, ask yourself, if you had, and get a cheap alarm if you had to, right? And that's just the worst case, meaning your clock should be hitting, the time should be hitting next to your bed, period. And don't look at it until you're already ready. So the catch is get up, period. If you're a man, you know what time you got to get up, which is go to the bathroom. Ask yourself, how do I feel? If you feel good, get up completely, get ready to go to the gym, and then start your day, and then look at the clock. And you'll be surprised how much you get done, really. So if you start that, come back over here on the comments. Let me know what you think about that. And actually do it. And I promise it'll be life-changing for real. If you're tired of being in the same situation that you've always been, and you're like, man, I wish I had more time, again, cut off all distractions immediately. No more movies, no more distractions. Look at your, nothing. Cut it off, period. Put, a time hack also is put blue scale. Take out color. Remember, there's called low dopamine, high dopamine. Keep low dopamine. You can study this yourself. You're smart. Keep low dopamine on it at all times. High dopamine, no. High dopamine is a lot of color on your eyes. Always stimuli. Always have to watch something. Just don't do that. Just stay focused. You got this, man. So anyway, let me get down to studying for the GC test and get these developments done and up. And hopefully that can inspire some people as well. So whenever I'm not here one day, which we all will not be, just FYI, we all have a finite time. There'll be some cool things left behind that you guys can check out on these projects. So anyway, be blessed. I'll talk to you. Hopefully this helps. Again, that's my breakdown on my 2 a.m. wake up or earlier. All right, bye. Oh yeah, also I do a workshop. If you're interested, I kind of go through how I do deals and everything else in a sense of how I took one house to 41 houses, sold it to KB Homes for $1.25 million. And I work with you hand in hand. You have to apply for this. It's at my office. And so we work on how to create what I call the impossible deals. A lot of people have told me, Franklin, you make impossible deals happen. And for some reason, that structure that has always kind of stuck. So I know how to create win-win scenarios and structure win-win deals. bigger developments to always small deals as well. So if you're interested in that, you can apply at truedevelopers.com. If not, I wish you nothing but the best. All right, bye.